Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me. My name's Vicky. I'm going to be uploading a new meditation every Wednesday. So, welcome to today's meditation this Wednesday. This is quite a new thing for me, uploading content to YouTube. And my plan is to provide a new meditation for you every Wednesday. So, if you press the subscribe button, you'll get notifications of when that happens, in case there are technical issues. I'm quite new. And if you would like to press the like button, that means that possibly this might be seen by a wider audience, and also gives me some feedback. And also, please do leave a comment if you feel so inclined to. Last week, we did a meditation on breath awareness, helping us to become calmer. We watched our breath, we used some words, and hopefully we felt much calmer at the end. So if you need to feel calm, definitely go back to last week and check that meditation out. Today we're continuing with breath awareness, but we're going to use our breath awareness to help us have focus and to help us place our attention where we want to place our attention. So very often as human beings, our minds chatter away to us and we find ourselves very distracted, and our distractions can be sad things, worries, anxieties. They can be the mundane, the to-do lists, although they can be quite a worry too. We can just replay scenes in our minds so easily. And sometimes that means we're missing out on some good things. So if we're going somewhere nice, we're having a special day and our mind keeps wandering away, wouldn't it be amazing if we could just be in that present moment and really enjoy that special happy moment? And that's what this meditation today is about. With the focus, we learn to be the boss of our minds. Every time we notice that we've become distracted, we bring it back. In the meditation, refocusing where we want it to be. And today that's going to be with our breath. And we're going to use a gentle count in our mind just to maintain that focus on the breath. Now, it doesn't matter if you meditate regularly or if you're new to meditation, you dip in and out. Welcome. If you're new to meditation, just setting the scene a little bit, how should we sit in our meditation? Well, we don't need to sit on a cushion, we don't need to be cross-legged, we don't need to do sort of strange things with our hands. That's kind of the thing that children always say to me when I say, what is yoga? Maybe our legs have never sat cross-legged, maybe they did a long time ago. So we can either sit in a chair, we can sit leaning up against a wall. We can also we can lie down, be comfortable that way. And certainly if you're coming to this practice at the end of the day, or you're going to sleep afterwards, you're planning to have a snooze, lying down's great. We just need to think about having a straight spine, not one that's tense in our body, but just that allows the breath to come nice and easily. So if you need to pause just press pause so you can find your posture, make your environment so you're not going to be disturbed in the next 10 minutes, and when you're ready, restart. So as we start today, I'm going to play my meditation bell. I'm just going to sound it once and just let your eyes close as I do. And as we close our minds, perhaps we notice the chatter. Maybe there's some sounds we weren't aware of and suddenly they're very loud. Perhaps there's something about how we're resting, something that's uncomfortable. And by all means, please adjust if that is a discomfort you can solve. But otherwise, we're letting go. We're letting go of the sounds. They can float over our ears. And we're not trying to name the sound. We're not having a conversation with where it came from or how or whom. Just let it go. And just bring your attention now to the tip of your nose. And I really want you to notice your breath here, the breath coming into the body. So as we breathe in, we inhale through the nostrils. The breath comes up through the nostrils, down through the back of the throat. The lungs fill, the ribs lift up to help the lungs fill. They expand outwards. And the diaphragm pushes down into the abdomen, and sometimes the belly kind of comes out as the breath pushes the lungs down into that space. And then the breath comes back up out again. So the reverse happens, the breath comes all the way up, the ribs might just kind of shrink a little bit, and we feel the breath come back out of the nostrils. So we're just going to try to follow that flow of our breath. And it's really important we don't try to change our breath as we place our attention on it. So we're not forcing it to be deeper or longer. We want it to be exactly the breath that we've been given in this moment, natural. And maybe the first thing we notice is just the sense of coolness as the breath arrives at the nostrils as we inhale. Cool breath running up through the nostrils, and just seeing where you can feel the breath next. Do you feel the ribs lifting up? Do you feel the belly expanding? And as we breathe out, again, just sort of feeling the reverse, the belly softens, the ribs fall. What about the temperature of the breath as it comes out through the nostrils? Do we notice that it's a little warmer maybe? So this is the flow of our breath. Now last week we followed that flow with the words in and out, and then other words to support it. Today we want to try and let go of using words and just observe, watch the in and the out without naming it. As we breathe in and out, we're going to use counting to support our attention. So we breathe in, we breathe out, we count our first breath as 1. We breathe in, we breathe out, we count our second breath as 2. Just let yourself follow that until you reach 10, and then all we need to do is start back again at 1. And we might notice that we became distracted. And all we need to do is just start our count again at 1. Maybe there was a thought, perhaps a sound, or maybe we just lost track, which happens. So come back to 1. A little bit of kindness to yourself. This is a practice, not a perfect. And we just breathe in and out, trying to watch that flow. And maybe we got to 11 or 12 this time. So we multitasked. Our mind just carried on for us. So we lost our attention again. And again, this is why we're practicing. We're breathing in and out, watching that flow, just simply counting. And normally I'd invite you to continue with this counting for a couple of minutes so you feel comfortable with it. And then let yourself move to the next part of the meditation. So I'm going to take you straight there now. And with the next part of the meditation, what we're going to do is let go of the count and simply watch the flow of the breath. So watching the flow as it comes into the body, watching the flow as it comes out of the body. So it becomes a little harder to keep our attention on it. But we try. We might notice that we've become distracted, and again, just coming back to that flow. As you watch the flow, notice if the body has tensed. We don't want to walk away from our meditation tight and tense because we were concentrating so much. So soften the shoulders, relax through the face, make sure you're not kind of frowning in concentration. Flowing in and out with the breath, just observing it. And each time we wander away, bring that mind back to the breath with kindness. Now again, we would normally choose stay perhaps in this situation, this part of meditation, for a bit longer. But today I want us to see if we can take ourselves to the next part of the meditation. So we let go of watching the whole flow and we find where our breath is rising and falling most obviously to us. And we just observe that single point of the breath. Maybe it's the chest, maybe it's the belly, or maybe that's quite hard to notice. So we just simply have to notice the breath of the nostrils. And just focus your attention completely here. And again, this might seem a little harder, this sort of like really narrow focus point of just watching that one point of the breath, but just simply trying. And each time we are distracted, we just come back to the breath. Where is it rising and falling? Where do you feel it most? And again, normally we would stay here for a little longer. But today, I just want you to let go of that breath awareness and just kind of allow the breath to be exactly where it is. Let your senses open, let your thoughts flow, and just allowing the breath to be. You might notice yourself sitting, lying here, opening the fingers, closing the hands, just to kind of awaken your senses. And I'm going to sound the bowl to close our meditation. So blinking your eyes open as we finish our meditation, taking a moment to thank ourselves. Noticing if that was a calming experience, or, did we feel more settled? Has our breath calmed us down in that focus? Or maybe we're finding that we're very agitated, frustrated from it. And I do apologise if that's the case. Thank you for joining me today. I'd really invite you to come back to this meditation a couple of times if you're able to, just to sort of practice it, to see how it feels on different occasions. It's a lovely meditation to do each day. I start my day with this one. Please come back to it whenever you want during the week. Check out last week's Breathe and Be Calm, and I hope to see you again here next Wednesday. Thank you.